Well, hey guys, and welcome to the show. Today we have another one of Dean's classic car stereo installs. That's right, I found all my old classic 1-minute clips that I used to put together. They're like music videos for car stereo.
Right.
We're watching them and letting Fernando see a lot of these for the first time, and we're getting his reaction, let him know what he thinks, and I'm telling him how I built them. There's a bunch of them out there, so make sure you go back and check those out. But let's go ahead and get started today. Today's got a theme too.
Oh, and that's your favorite thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was. All right, well, let's just get to it. Let's start watching. Whew. Oh boy, where to start?
That was a lot of rock.
That was a lot of Rockford. Paul was giddy like a schoolgirl that day.
Nice. I like it.
The customer comes in to me and he goes, "Hey man, I want to hear my car down at US 19. Now for those of you who aren't familiar with where we're at, it's about, what do you think, 2 miles?
Yeah.
About 2 miles, straight up. And I was like, okay, no problem, we can do that. This box, if you've seen the one on the Dodge Dakota, this looks a lot like that box because for the most part, it's the same box. I just pulled out the sheets I had on that, checked the airspace. Those are T2s. Rebuilt the enclosure. For this, it was a little bit lower, a little bit wider, but basically it was built the same exact way as the Dodge Dakota.
Okay.
So we knew it could be loud because I'd already heard that.
Right.
So each one has a T1000 on it. But let's back up the train just a little bit. So he wanted to hear it way the heck down there. So I said, no problem. I put this system together for him.
Okay.
Okay. And then he's like, oh, I don't want to spend that much. I said, well, then you don't want to hear it down there. So then we took it back and we
Can I hear like a mile?
So yeah, so I put him a quote,
2 miles,
changed
just 1 mile.
everything out to P3s and went down to T500s. Okay. So we scaled everything back.
Okay.
He was like, so after about a week, he comes back and he goes, I want to do that system, this one, the big system. And I was like, okay, no problem, we'll do that. There is all those louds, those are all Rockford. Everything in this was Rockford except for in the front doors, there was a set of the Neo Magnet tweeters.
Okay.
But everything else is
So
Rockford. So there's all the Rockford 6.5s and all the doors. So it was a 6 and a tweet, and then the rear's a 6, and then there's the 8s on the top, and then the big Rockford tweeters. It was stupid. It was really stupid. Of course, there's extra batteries. Now, on the side of the box, we made new Rockford. So we'd done all the round Rockford logos up to that point, and I was like, I need to stop doing those because that's really not the Rockford logo anymore. So I did the square Rockford logos.
Okay.
And I just kind of tiled them over the floor, layered them like I had in the past, and then a 5-star logo. So this was like the first and probably the only car that ever got a 5-star logo in it.
Yeah.
We still have that. That's the one you draw on your desk.
Yeah.
So that's made out of like 1/8 inch or 16th inch, might even be 16th inch ABS, and then wrapped in blue suede. So each one of the amplifiers is at that angle.
Okay.
And then if you'll notice those silver panels that are there, you'd see the 2 black dots. Those are the screws that covered all the wiring. So you pull all those screws out and those panels come off and you can get to all the wiring and all the gains and all that. So they were all numbered on the bottom, and what you know, when I was tuning it, do it, and then you just screw 1, 2, 3, and they would all line up.
That's nice. I like that stuff. Oh, so the logo is on each side.
Yeah, so there's a logo on each side. So the top of the box is fiberglass.
Okay.
And it's one piece. And so basically what happened is you build the floor, which was suede and vinyl. The box went in, and then the top slid in on top. And the box stayed off the back so that all the wiring would come up from behind. So all the speakers were up on top, and that was all one piece.
One piece.
That was the only piece of fiberglass that went into it. And there again,
Who helped you to put it on? Or did you build it inside?
The truck?
The box,
Yeah, I built it on the workbench.
And then you just like...
I think I might even have pictures of it. Yeah, it was real heavy. The woofers went in last, because otherwise, you know...
I remember because
one guy.
you were like, that was this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was this one, right?
Yeah, because you were coming around.
When I came around and you were building it.
Oh,
and
Paul
like,
was so tickled when we sold this. He actually, because this one costs so much, he actually gave me a week. I had 1 week to finish this. So, and he didn't bug me for a week, so that's why it got done. It was amazing. Luckily, it was like, you sold enough, I'll give you the time to do it. I was like, oh, thanks, buddy. But yeah, so we had a week to do it, and it got done in a week, and that was awesome.
And that was only you.
That was only me. Oh, dude, trust me, man. I about herniated myself trying to lift these things in and out of this car. It was like, and then if you've ever tried to hold one of them big subwoofers, screwing it in by yourself, yay. So what I did is I pre-drilled the holes while it was out here. You know, you hold the woofer kind of like that, and just kind of like, you know, get that one bottom screw in.
Yeah.
But because it was pre-drilled, it was a breeze. It was a breeze. Snap. And yes, to answer the question, you could hear it down at US 19.
There you go.
All right, as you guessed it, the Ram is actually the theme this week. Let's look at another Ram back from the AVE days. Well, you know, the one thing I forgot to mention on the other video was the intro. And that was when we finally had the 5-star logo.
Okay.
Because up until then we had that little thing.
Yeah.
That's when I had finally made the 5-star logo, and that was one of the first videos we used it in.
Okay.
So that was kind of cool. This one, of course, had the old AV logo built into it. I just realized how much Rockford I've sold over the years. I honestly, and I'm not a big Rockford fan. I mean, I like Rockford, but, you know, they were always the enemy when I was a kid.
Right.
You know, when I was growing up. So this guy has 3 Rockford subs, the big 1501 powering it. Kenwoods have always made really nice speakers, and they've made that XR line for a long time. Well, they made some really expensive XR speakers back in the day.
Okay.
And this guy somehow stumbled across like 2 or 3 pairs of them. In the front doors, he had kick panels, and then he had the front doors were these giant XR speakers.
Okay.
That he installed himself.
Oh, okay.
So this was one of those where it's just finish it for me, and I was like, oh, I would love to.
So I have to redo
in the
it
pockets of the Dodge Rams were the crossovers with holes drilled for the wiring to.
Okay.
It was sexy.
Yeah.
No. But anyway, so that's what those 2 highs amps are for those set of XRs. So there are 2 channels, I believe, the 402s or whatever those were that they made. So you had plenty of power for that, and you just wanted the bass. 2 batteries, that giant Rockford stiffening capacitor that's still available, I guess. Suede and vinyl.
It looks like.
And then, of course, the logo. There again.
Rockford Fosgate,
hand-cut Rockford Fosgate logo underneath suede.
Yeah.
I think what I did was we had a big Rockford Fosgate logo up front that was cut out of aluminum and plexi. I just took that, flipped it over, traced it, and then hand cut it out.
That's nice. That's nice.
You know, hey, use what you got. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like, okay. This was loud. Kenwood deck, Rockford, all the way around.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
And this box, this is 100% wood. There's no fiberglass in this. What I would do is to make like that amp rack that looks like it's, you know, it's like a raised fiberglass amp rack. And it wouldn't be. So what I would do is I would actually build the front panel. I would take 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
And I'd raise the 1/4 inch up to where I needed it. And then I would just start gluing on more 1/4 inch pieces around until I got the shape I wanted. Fill in the cracks and then just sand it until I got it the shape I needed. That way I could knock a top mount angled what would look like fiberglass-ish in like no time at all.
Right.
Because there again, you know, I had 3 days.
Okay.
You know, 3 days, wire it up, build it, get it the heck out of here. And you guys ask why I don't do this anymore? Because it's too traumatic. I'm not gonna lie. It's like you don't have time. So another thing too, like this is the side profile of the box. So you build these side panels. so that you could wrap in the vinyl and then just tuck that in. That would hide the seam and make it look real pretty.
Okay, nice.
And just like the last Ram, this was built obviously the same basic way, is that you build the floor, you build the box, and then you build the top piece. So you basically slide it in 3 pieces. The logo front was a fascia, so that kind of slid over the whole box where the logo is. The logo is actually on the box.
Oh, okay.
And then the fascia goes over it and finishes off the sides and all that fun stuff. I never liked not being able to wrap the vinyl behind.
Okay.
You know, so a lot of people like just tuck it in the seams and then they'll push something into it. I always wanted to staple it from behind. So I would always try to figure out a way to build it so that I could do that.
Funny, nobody cares about rear seat.
Yeah, especially in the Dodge Ram. We did so many rear seat pleats in the Dodge Ram. It was ridiculous. Memories. That's it for today, guys. We hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane. Yeah, you know, it's gonna stress me out tonight. All right, guys. Thanks for watching as always.
On to the next one, guys.
See you later. Bye.